Hello everybody, it's Pineapple here, back with another video. So I said I'd take some requests on that post, and someone asked for Gishki, so we're doing some Gishki Spright today. Um, Personally, I don't think it's that great. This deck suffered a lot from specifically the Elf ban. Holy crap, this deck needs Elf, like really, 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 really badly. I can't overstate how badly this deck needs Elf. It makes it so much more awkward and less fun to play without Elf. But that said, let's get into the card by card. So first up, we have Gishki Shadow, and if you ritual summon a water monster, you can use it as the entire tribute material. Additionally, it can be discarded to add a Gishki ritual spell from your deck to your hand. Next up, our Sprite lineup. We're on 2 jet, 1 red, 3 blue, 1 carrot. This is reasonable enough. I just couldn't find space, truth be told. I wanted to fit other things in it. We're on triple swap. Pitching Waters is fantastic. It's a free body, free extender, bins, another swap. And our ritual can bring back the swap for Frog you bin, so occasionally you get to make Toad, which is hilarious. It doesn't come up too much, but it does come up when it matters. So that's fantastic. Next up, we have Gishki Abyss. And when it's summoned, you get to add a Gishki monster with 1,000 or less defense from your deck to your hand except itself. This is fantastic. You'll notice it's not a once per turn. This was our elf target that we really lose out on because, you want this guy to add more guys to discard and subsequently add other resources to get to your rituals. We then have Gishki Vision. Again, if you are ritual summoning a water monster, you can use it as the entire tribute for said water monster, and you can discard it to add a Gishki ritual monster from your deck to your hand. We then have the brand new Gishki Grimness, and if you ritual summon a water monster, again, you can use it as the entire tribute. And if it's normal or special, you can special summon a Gishki from your deck, except itself, and you can only use that effect once per turn. Obviously, we're going to be summoning Abyss, because who else are we going to grab? We then have 2 copies of Nimble Angler and 3 copies of Beaver, because, again, we need to get into our Sprite stuff, and they are a fantastic engine to do so. We then have the brand new Vishki Neramnus. I can't pronounce names. But you can ritual summon it with any Gishki ritual spell. And if it's ritual summon, you get to target a water monster in your grave, special summon it. Additionally, it can't be destroyed by battle with monsters that were special summoned from the extra deck, and once per turn when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can turn it or another water ritual to your hand, and then negate that effect, which is fantastic. We love Omnis. We then have Focused Aqua Mirror, which lets you add a Gishki monster from your deck to your hand. There's no once per turn on that, which is fantastic. Yeah, that's all I have to say. It's a non-once per turn rota. Additionally, during the end phase, if you control a water ritual monster, you can banish it from your grave and set an Aquamirror spell trap directly from your deck or graveyard, except itself. And you can only use the effect to set stuff once per turn. We then have Triple Tactics Thrust at 3 copies because we'll do anything and everything to find, an archetypal rota that's not a once per turn. We then have 1 Smashers and 1 Starter. Again, I wanted to play more Starter, but I just couldn't find space. We then have Aquamirror and Necromirror. Aquamirror has you tribute any tribute monsters from your hand or field who equal exactly the level of the Gishki monster you're ritual summoning. Additionally, you can shuffle it into the grave from your graveyard into your deck, and then target a Gishki ritual in your grave and add it to your hand, which is fantastic for recycling. And then Necromirror allows you to additionally ritual summon, but you can use one of your opponent's monsters as a tribute, which is fantastic, but you do take damage equal to the original attack of the monster you're ritual summoning. You can target a Gishki in your graveyard, place it on the top of your deck, and put this on the bottom as well. And then Aquamirror Illusion. This is our target set for Focused Aquamirror. It has you special summon a Gishki ritual from your hand. It can't attack, and it's returned to your hand during the end phase. So you can just cheat out, Nermanus, which is fantastic. It's just an extra fucking body. So if you get him out with Aquamirror, then you can, get 2 monster negates, which is fantastic. We then have Imperm. It's Imperm. It's fantastic. In the extra, we have, of course, Entis and Arclight to search things and pop things if we need to. 2 copies of Zeus because it's going to get ripped with everyone's favorite Kashtira. 1 Toad, 1 Centuria, 2 copies of Gigantic, an Omni Soul Sweeper, a copy of Ninja Shadow Mosquito to do funny OTK things, access code, Nightmare Unicorn, Anemone to revive, Dark the Dark Charmer, and Sprint. So with that, let's hop into some games. So our first match is up against the ever lovely Punk Gold Pride. Unfortunately, we're going second, which sucks for us, and they drew E-Telly for Xiamen. Unfortunately, though, I didn't do everything I could to win this match. I probably messed up somewhere, but they'll grab out Rising Carp for Deer Note, and of course Wagoon. I have no idea how you pronounce these names, and I apologize if I'm butchering it. They'll add their field spell, and then activate it. They just go so much plus with advantage. They'll trigger all their stuff and add, of course, everyone's favorite Snow Rabbit, which is a very frustrating card, but we have drawn Thrust, which is good for us. They'll grab out Mad Shaman and trigger Nitro Head, and from here they'll set one back row and special out Leon. They'll add their Archetypal Imperm, which is bad news for us, and continue to draw more cards to go plus on. They'll set one and pass back to us, and they have 2 quick synchros. We've drawn blue for turn, which is fine, but we already have Elf. They'll give us a token, which we can't do anything with. And we'll summon out Grimness. They'll immediately imperm that, we'll special jet, and they'll ogre us, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. From here, we'll fire Thrust, and we'll grab ourselves a focused Aquamirror before firing Aquamirror and hoping they don't have Ash. We'll add another Grimace for next turn in hopes that we survive, and special Blue. We'll trigger Blue, and they will quick synchro into Amazing Dragon, and we'll add, of course, Red, and we'll trigger Smashers in order to get their other quick synchro off the field. From here, they'll bring out all their stuff back and grab themselves another copy of Snow Rabbit. Unfortunately for them, we have drawn the ever lovely Smite starter. We'll go for the copy of Sprint, Bin Angler, but unfortunately they're going to pop all of our stuff, and they have called by for the Angler. They draw a Rhoda for turn, and this is basically the end of the game. They've drawn so far ahead in advantage, we can't do anything. They'll proceed to BM us because they have no respect, but personally, you don't have to sit through this because I did. So with that, let's move on to our next game. So our second match of the day is up against everyone's favorite going second anime deck, Photon. They'll start with Galaxy Soldier binning Emperor. They'll grab themselves Knight and trigger their Photon Emperor to special amount. The normal Knight reduces attack and make Harbinger and pass. Why they chose to go first is beyond me. But that's their business. They'll grab out their copy of 100 with Time Stuff. We'll normal summon this copy of Grimness, and they will proceed to, ash us. We'll fire Vision in order to get Necromir. We'll fire Necromir, and then grab out this copy of Nermamis. We'll bring back and link off for Sprint, because we really need to get over this copy of Harbinger, which means we're going to make Gigantic because he gets huge. And add back another copy of Nemamis. We'll go to battle and walk over their copy of Harbinger. They'll bring back Emperor, we'll walk over Knight, and then main 2 will just, top deck another copy of Grimace and make Zeus. So we have all the follow-up in the world. End phase will Zeus them and pass back. They'll pass back to us as they haven't drawn anything. We'll draw the Grimace we knew we were going to, we'll normal it, and they will ash us, which is what they drew off the top. Bad news for us, but we'll walk in for a 36 and hope that they don't draw anything because our Zeus is now offline. They won't draw anything, and they will concede. For our last match, we have a bit of a coughing baby versus hydrogen bomb situation, as we're just playing against, good old zombies. They'll start with Banshee and Pass because they didn't draw a Unizombie, which feels bad for them. We'll start with Vision, and then proceed to normal Beaver. From here, they'll fire Gamma, which really sucks for us because now we can't really do anything. We will set this copy of Aquamirror and pass back to our opponent. Unfortunately, they still haven't drawn anything playable either, so they'll attempt to walk in with Banshee, and we'll summon out Nermamis, and then it will return to our hand and pass back. Unfortunately for them, we have another copy of Beaver. We'll grab out Angler before making Sprint and binning this copy of Angler. I will then grab out the one last copy of Beaver and then summon out Nermamis, trigger Nermamis in order to summon out Beaver. We'll shuffle back and add back the other copy of, again, Nermamis, and then go in for Oni Soul Sweeper, as well as get in for a whole bunch of damage, and then main 2 will make Zeus because, it's Zeus. He's a great card. He's fantastic. We'll pass back to our opponent with a Omni and Zeus. If you notice, the deck is just a little weird. I don't think that, I think that without Elf, this deck is just really, really, really weak. Um, but I'm not sure how you replace Elf in it. Coral Anemone doesn't do enough, and there's no real way to, bring back the generic power of just quick reborning, for more resource generation. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and of course, I'll see you guys in the next one.